Hey guys, so today I'll be doing an arena, kind of like a tutorial thing where I teach you guys some of the things I learned while playing arena and what I learned from other YouTubers and famous streamers alike on skills while picking your arena picks. And I might show you the whole recording which I ran through this arena with. So without further ado, let's go into the arena and buy a ticket. So that's 150 gold for entering the arena. Okay, so we got Priest, Warlock and Druid. So since we have a Druid quest, I think I shall go for Druid. Yep.
You were right to awaken me.
So I'll try to do a tutorial for every class to see what kind of picks you can, and hope you learn from this. Let's go. Okay, so for our first pick here, so for arena, the basic concept is you must pick value, and by value I mean enough stats for the mana cost. So the golden rule of Hearthstone, as many people have said it, is, for instance, for a 3 mana card, the standard is 3 attack and 3 defense, 3 health, so that's about 6 stats. So if a card like Fencing Coach has 3 mana but 2/2, so it's below the normal value of the card. So unless the ability of the card is amazing or helps you whatnot, it's usually better to choose the card with a better value. For instance, a card that is 3 mana, 3/4. So let's see for this pick. So for Druid itself, it's important usually to ramp up early, and by ramping up I mean by gaining mana early, or even like for instance with cards like Wild Growth, Innovate, summon a few huge minions on the board. Usually that alone is enough to control the whole board and the opponent can't handle it. So let's see for this first pick. So usually for the first pick, mana curve doesn't matter, and just pick the best cards. For around the first 10 cards or so, I think just picking the best cards is okay. So from them onwards, maybe you need to take a look at the mana curve and pick cards to even out the mana curve. So Recycle is a pretty decent, I would say, a hard removal card. Fencing Coach is not good enough. Growth Tender, give each player a mana crystal or each player draws a card. So basically this speeds up the game, and it may not be the best as we don't know what other cards we have. We might not have enough big minions and we may just have a disadvantage by using Growth Tender. So let me just get a Recycle here. Okay, so Clockwork Knight, Boneguard Lieutenant and Poison Seeds. So Boneguard Lieutenant is a pretty good card, as based on the golden rule of Hearthstone, 2 mana for 3/2 is better than 2 mana for 2/2, which is 1 stat more than the original stat, and it has a pretty good ability, which is Inspire, gain 1 health. Clockwork Knight is okay, but we don't have any max synergy, so it may not be the best right now, and Boneguard is better than Clockwork. Poison Seeds is just too situational, and it's not good enough in arena. So here's Boneguard Lieutenant. Okay, so we got another Boneguard Lieutenant, Tinkertown and Acidic Swamp Ooze. Honestly, all these cards are good cards, but Tinkertown needs some max synergy for its ability, so we will not be choosing Tinkertown without any max. And Acidic Swamp Ooze is pretty good. I'm not sure if there's much weapons in the arena, but Boneguard Lieutenant is just really good. But we got one already. I'll just pick another Boneguard. Okay, so here we have Druid of the Fang, Cult Master, Power of the Wild. Cult Master is pretty good if you have many low cost minions, or you believe you have board control and can swarm a ton of minions on the board, and you can draw a ton of cards. Druid of Fang, you need beasts. So far we don't have any beasts, so it is not good enough for its base stats. Usually it will just be a 4/4 unless we pick many beasts, which may not be the case. Power of the Wild, a standard okay card, I'll just pick Power of the Wild, as it's less, I would say a more versatile card, as you can summon a 3/2 Panther. So yeah. So here we have Target Dummy, which is absolutely a poor card to choose. Even though, based on its stats, 0 mana for 2 health, it seems to be better than the rule of Hearthstone, but Target Dummy is absolutely bad because it takes up the card space. So based on Trump, each card costs about 1.5 mana. So based on that, 1.5 mana for 2 health, it's not good enough. Little Exorcist, not good enough for its base stats, and its ability is hard to trigger. Mag Bearcat is a very strong card, as spare parts are always useful, and it's often at least one spare part, and it's better than the golden rule of Hearthstone. So Mag Bearcat it is. So this, we have a new card, Mounted Raptor. There's a new card, and Death Rattle, summon a random 1-cost minion. So based on its base stats, it's not good enough. 1-cost minion, usually the 1 cost, let's say it's only 1/1. So that's basically 2 mana 4/3. Wait. No, that's not right. Yeah, it's a 3 mana 4/3 card. It's more of a slow card. So I'm not sure if it's good enough. Antique Keyboard is a good card in control decks, but our deck so far can't see any control mechanisms in it, so not yet. If we got this as one of the last picks, maybe we might just choose it. Frostwolf Warlord is always good and consistent because usually you have at least one other minion, and at worst it's just a 5 mana 5/5. And in certain cases it may be amazing. So I'll just pick Frostwolf right here. So we got two new cards, Raven Idol from League of Explorers and Anubisa Sentinel. Swipe is very good in Druid, it's one of the key removals. Raven Idol is a pretty interesting card. If these were some other choices, I might have picked Raven Idol, but Swipe is just too good to pass away. So here we got another Mag Bearcat, Little Exorcist, which I explained. Argent Commander is alright, it's pretty good for a 6 mana card, but Mag Bearcat is just too much value to overlook. Argent Commander is a solid pick for any class in the arena, but I don't see us charging down the opponent fast as of now, so I'll just pick another Mag Bearcat. Poison Seeds I have explained. Soul of the Forest is too situational, and I don't see us having too many minions on the board, so it's just not good enough for 4 mana. Maybe if it's a 2 or 3 mana, it's still alright. Druid of the Sable is a standard card, either a 3/2 stealth or a 2/1 charge, which is standard for 2 mana, so I'll just pick Druid of the Sable. So here we have Arcane Nullifier, which I have found to be really useful in Arena especially, because even though its stats is not the best, 4 mana for 2/5, which is slightly lower than the golden rule of Hearthstone if you see 4 mana 4/4, but it can't be targeted by spells or hero power, and it could prove a huge problem as a taunt, which the opponent has much trouble to remove. And the opponent has no choice but to ram his minions into it, and most of the time it can hold off a turn or 2. So Nourish is a pretty interesting card. Gain 2 mana crystals, draw 3 cards. I pretty like this card because it's a mid-game ramp-up card. It can help you draw cards, and it's pretty versatile. And yeah, I'll just pick Nourish. So this is a pretty tough choice. This is a pretty good taunt. This is an alright 5 drop, but could be crucial in the long run. The draw 3 cards is particularly useful. I'll just pick Nourish right here. I would like to see how this card works. So as of now, we are 10 cards into the arena, and let's take a look at our curve right now. We have some 2 drops, no 3 drops, no 1 drops, no 7 drops or more. And the curve isn't looking too bad as of now. So we can just continue picking to around 15 cards and see our curve then again. As always, there's no hard and fast rule to mana curve. You must always look at your mana curve after every pick, after the 10 cards, and choose cards based on its relationship with your mana curve and the other cards that you have already picked. Okay, so here we got Anubis Sentinel again, River Crocodile, which is a decent card in Arena, Ironbark, and since we all get a few 2 drops, no, let's get one more late game minion. Ironbark is pretty good as an Arena card, so let's just get Ironbark. Living Roots, Druid of the Flank, Explosive Sheep. So we wouldn't want Explosive Sheep because it might hurt us as well, and we are not like Mage who can ping their own Explosive Sheep to clear the board or whatnot. Druid of the Fang, as I've said, we don't have much beasts, so Living Roots it is. 2 damage will become into useful in some early game situations, and 2 1/1 saplings ain't that bad. It does have some synergy with Frostwolf Warlord, so yeah, it's a decent pick. So here we have another swipe, Earthen Ring Farseer, Wild Walker. Wild Walker, decent stats. The ability won't be useful because we don't have much beasts. Earthen Ring Farseer, a very solid card. Swipe, as always, is a very good removal card and AoE card, so swipe it is. Mechanical Yeti, Frostwolf Grant, Direwolf Alpha. So for Frostwolf Grant, it's a pretty bad card because even though it has decent stats, a low health taunt is just good, not good enough. Direwolf is alright, it has a good ability and it has some synergy with Living Roots and maybe some of the early game minions, but it does not warrant picking it. Mechanical Yeti is just really good, 4 mana 4/5, the golden rule of Hearthstone, Death Rattle is alright, a spare part for the opponent ain't that devastating. It's like a Chewing Yeti, so Chewing Yetis are pretty good in Arena, so let's just pick Mechanical Yeti. Dancing Sword, Nerba Weblord, Abusive Sergeant. Okay, Nerba Weblord, let's see if we have any battle cries. Okay, we got Frostwolf Warlord. And okay, so far we got Frostwolf Warlord. And this isn't a very good card value-wise and ability-wise because it might just hurt yourself. So we won't be choosing Nerba Weblord unless you have a constructed deck around it. Dancing Sword, letting your opponent draw a card is not good. So card draw is extremely important in Arena as well. Abusive Sergeant, decent, not bad ability. It may have some synergy with Living Roots and some early game minions. It's not too bad a pick right now, so it helps to kill some mid game minions as well. Cobalt Gyromancer would be awesome with our 2 swipes. Poison Seeds, explained. Druid of the Flame is a pretty good card as it is versatile. It has better than usual stats. I mean, it's 1 stat more than the golden rule, so it's 3 mana, so it should have total of 6 stats to warrant it a golden rule. So it has a total of 7 stats either way, and it's versatile. Cobalt Gyromancer is interesting because it has spell damage synergy with swipe. However, I think I'll be choosing Druid of the Flame here because we don't have any 3 drops in our mana curve. So 3 drop it is. Okay, so in this situation, Haunted Creeper, Innovate, Booty Bay Bodyguard. So Booty Bay Bodyguard is decent. Of course, there's Evil Heckler, which is 4 mana 5/4 and same ability, same taunt. So sometimes I look at Booty Bay and I feel it diminishes its value because of the presence of Evil Heckler. Innovate could be pretty useful. For Constructor, Innovate is absolutely crucial in this deck. We have quite a few high drops that we could innovate into. Haunted Creeper is a high value card. If you based on stats, it's 2 mana for 3/4, which is absolutely amazing, and it's sticky on the board. As it dies, it generates 2 more 1/1s. it does have some synergy with Power of the Wild, maybe. And yeah, that's about it. However, Innovate. I'll pick an Innovate because it's pretty... We have quite a few high drop minions and we may just win by dropping a few high drop minions, so Innovate it is. Okay, so we got choices of legendaries. We got Stalag, Blood Mage Thalnos, and Majordomo Executus. So we wouldn't want Majordomo Executus because it replaces our hero with Ragnaros as it dies, and it's such a high cost minion and it's not within the golden rule of Hearthstone. Ragnaros drops your health to 8 health and its hero power is just 8 damage to a random enemy, and we wouldn't want that with such a low health. Stalag as well is 5 mana, it has decent stats, and the Death Rattle doesn't really matter unless we got Field Gun, but its health is too low. I would have picked Field Gun if we got Field Gun. Blood Mage Thalnos, Death Rattle draw a card, as always pretty useful. Spell damage +1, synergize well with Swipe. I would pick Blood Mage right here. We could always use some card draw, so it's awesome. So here we have some other picks: Mad Bomber, Fan Creeper, Leaper Gnome. And now let's take a look at our mana curve. So we are... How many 2-drops we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We got 5 2-drops. So in a typical arena, we will look to get about 7 to 8 2-drops, which will be good enough. And currently we are about halfway through the arena, so it's not too worrying. We got enough 2-drops. So for late game minions, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 4 late game minions. Fan Creeper. Fan Creeper isn't... There have been mixed debate about Fan Creeper. Some say it's good, some say it's bad. Leaper Gnome, I don't see us rushing down the opponent, I see us ramping up for it. Leaper Gnome, not good enough. Meta Bomber could be used to snipe off a few of the opponent's minions, but Living Roots Abyss, we have quite a few low drops and it might just hurt us more than others. So in other cases, if you had got better choices, I might have picked others, but Fan Creeper is the right choice here. Okay, so now we got Summoning Stone, Magbear Cat again, which is an absolutely strong pick, and Demolisher. So Summoning Stone, do we have any spells? So we have a Recycle, Nourish, Swipe, 2 swipes, so that's 4 spells, 5 spells. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We got 7 spells. Does that warrant the Summoning Stone? I don't see so. Unless we have a ton of spells and you build a deck around Summoning Stone, I don't think Summoning Stone is good enough without any attack. Magbear Cat is a strong pick. Demolisher, at the start of your turn, deal 2 damage. The stats wise, it's slightly lower than the golden rule of Hearthstone. I don't see us controlling the board too much in the early game. Magbear Cat it is. So here we have more choices. Tomb Spider, Discover a Beast, Frostham Max, Divine Shield, Stormpike Commando, deal 2 damage. Stormpike is just bad with its low health and mediocre ability with its low stats in general. Frostham Max is a strong pick, however we have Ironbark. Tomb Spider is decent with its Discover a Beast, which is similar to like drawing a card, but we don't have any beast synergies at all. However, because we have Ironbark already, I think I may not choose Force Tank and I'll just get a 2-move Spider. So here we have Mag Warper, Loot Hoarder and Young Dragonhawk. Young Dragonhawk is just not good enough, 1 mana 1/1 even though it's Dragon Rule of Hearthstone. I mean usually 1 mana cards are usually at least 2/1 or 1/2. So this is not a very good card. Win Fury probably just get killed easily with the tons of mages, and in the arena, mage would just ping it and it would just die. Loot Hoarder, Death Rattle draw a card, could always be useful. Mag Warper, I think we got quite a few mags here actually. Okay, 1 mag. 2 mag. Okay, we got 3 Magbear Cats. It's not bad for 2 mana 2/3. And do we need more card draw? Personally, I'm not a favorite of low health cards in Arena, so I'll just pick Mag Warper here. Okay, so we got Ice Rager, Refreshment Vendor, and Cult Master. So Ice Rager is really bad with his low health. Refreshment Vendor is good for his stats. The Battle Cry is alright, situational. Cult Master, we could have some synergy with Cult Master, but it's too much of a slow card. And I think we need more balancing in the mid game. Refreshment Vendor it is. Druid of the Fang, as always, no beasts. Refreshment Vendor again, Stone Splitter Trog. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 2 drops. We are at 23 cards. I'll pick another 2 drop. Refreshment Vendor, we got it already. I'll get another 2 drop. Got Living Roots, Gazajan Jouster, Reckless Rocketeer. Reckless Rocketeer is not good enough with his stats and low health. Gadget Zan is alright. And we have a few high cost minions. And we might just win Jaws. Living Roots is a decent card. And Living Roots have synergy with many cards, and I'll pick Living Roots. They have synergy with Blood Mage Taunos and also Frostwolf Warlord. So Healing Touch, Dark Iron Dwarf, Reckless Rocketeer explained. Healing Touch, situational. I don't see us getting low on health and needing the heal because our late game minions are pretty strong and 3 mana is too high a cost. Dark Iron Dwarf is, as always, is a strong pick in Arena with his good ability to kill mid-game minions and his decent stats. So now we have Gorilla Bot, Druid of the Claw, River Crocodile. River Crocodile standard card. Druid of the Claw, very strong card. It could be a 4/6 taunt or 4/4 charge. Gorilla Bot, a brand new card in the League of Explorers expansion. And currently we are not low on 4 drops. We could use Druid of the Claw, it's just so strong. We've got another Healing Touch, Haunted Creeper, Goldshire, Footman. These two are really bad. Haunted Creeper, Sticky Minion, not bad. So here we got another few picks. Silent Knight, Neruba, Weblock, Spectral Knight. Usually I would pick Spectral Knight in this situation. Neruba is really bad. But as we see from our curve, our 3 drops is really low. And we could use some 3 drops. So Silent Knight it is. Okay, so we got Pin-Size Summoner, Wailing Soul, Recycle. How many 2 drops we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we got 8 2 drops, which is not bad, it is enough. Recycle, a very slow card. Wailing Soul, silence your other minions. We have quite a few minions with abilities, and silencing our minions won't be really good. So Wailing Soul won't be a good pick. In this situation, we might just have to pick Pin-Size Summoner because of the lack of 3 drops, and it might just turn 4 drops into 3 drops, so it might help us a little. Recycle, we have 1 Recycle, it's just a bit too slow. Okay, so here's our deck right here. So we have Innovate, Living Roots, Abusive Sergeant, blah blah blah. Okay, so we have a decent early game with the Bone Guard Lieutenant strong cards, Blood Mage Taunos, mid game Morov, Power of the Wild decent, Abusive Sergeant, Magwarper Haunted Creeper, Pin-Size Summoner, Stone Splitter Trog, Druid of the Flames, Silent Knight. I could say we have a decent early game, and our mid game is strong, Swipe, Dark Iron Dwarf, Mechanical Yeti, Refreshment Vendor, Tomb Spider, Nourish. We will play Nourish when we are ahead, and it will secure the game for us, or unless we have no other cards to play. Fang Creeper, one of the possible weaker cards, I would say, but because Fang Creeper compared to Druid of the Claw is already weaker. Druid of the Claw is 5 mana 4/6 taunt. Fang Creeper is 5 mana 3/6. Frostwolf Warlord, I think this would win some games for us. Recycle, Magbear Cat, Ironbark. We have a very strong late game, so we just have to have some board presence in the early game, and we can control the late game and win from here with these minions. So I hope you learn on picking arena picks, and especially for Druid. So I'll have a playthrough for this arena and show you guys how I make certain decisions within the game itself, etc. So stay awesome, peace.